I would say that lengua is probably one of the most underrated dishes out there when it comes to tacos. I know, okay, first of all, lengua is tongue, right? And it's beef tongue, specifically beef tongue. I guess you could make it out of barbacoa, the goat and stuff. If you're making barbacoa out of goat or any other like protein, swine could probably be. So, but it's from the way I grew up with it was cow beef tongue. So, and I say it's underrated because it is this little. A lot of taco trucks make it. A lot of taquerias have it, but it still hasn't had that moment similar to birria, and I hope it doesn't. But not because I don't think it should. It's just because I could see how similar to birria, lengua could get fucked up pretty fast. And one thing that modern people, when they open up businesses, especially in the day and age of social media, is that I believe that they're missing a key ingredient, which is patience. And lengua is one of those dishes, those proteins that takes a long time to make. 2 3 hours, at time, and people don't have time for that. So I could see people fucking it up. I guess I use a pressure cooker. It reduces the time, but you still need time. And a lot of people don't want that. And so I could see businesses, if lengua ever takes off, that they shorten the time and they do stupid shit to make it faster, to cut corners, and it'll have its moment and then it'll die down. Like what birria is not dying down, but what's happening with birria is a lot of people are now saying it was overhyped, and that's offensive because you're talking about 450 years of a dish, right? Of a type of thing, and for people to say it's overrated, they're full of shit. But that's what happens in the United States with a lot of dishes, not just birria. It happens to a lot of things, and so I hope that lengua, if it does have its moment, it doesn't have that type of moment. But I don't. I'm not that optimistic. But regardless, lengua is this one dish I love making because it's really good. You could have multiple things with it. You could make broth. You can make it into a birria. You could use the broth for caldo, which is it's broth. You could the taste of lengua is just a very unique. It's got a gamey component, but you could do so much with that broth, and so I love doing that. The other thing I love about lengua is when when you throw it back into the skillet and you fry it and it gets a little crispy, that texture and that crispiness gives it. It's not a chicharron type, but it just gives it this little that extra little texture, crunch with those flavors. It's just to die for, I think. And but I love my lengua with salsa verde, a nice tortilla, cilantro, and cebolla, and that's it. That's it, and lime, of course. But yeah, I hope lengua doesn't have its moments, or I hope if it does have a moment, it doesn't go the way of like, oh, it's overrated, because that would be highly offensive. So, and people who say that, they could basically fuck off. Can't say that. Fuck. All right, sorry.